Hey, back with another Wednesday draft. Excited to get into some hijinks, whether they be the Premier Draft, Strixhaven, or the Ikoria Quick Draft. I'm hoping someone comes in and says hi and tells me what to do, because I could go either way. In the meantime, I'm gonna show off the latest trash heap. And I say trash heap, but it contains good cards. It's just perhaps a little mean, and very greedy. If you look, the average mana curve is shocking, to say the least. But there's ramp and the big payoff spells and all that. You know, sometimes it gets there. There's a lot of Boros, the white-red Winota kind of stuff, and rogues that can shut me down or shut me out. So I recently transitioned to 80 cards. Let's put in a Yorion, because that's what you do. I'm addicted to playing 80 cards from other decks I've been running for some time. Oh, we can't cast Yorion. That's right, we're not in the colors. We need that's fine. I wondered why it wasn't there, and I forgot, oh yeah, it costs colors. You know, not playing blue or white is a little strange. And we're gonna take it to ranked, just because we're feeling big today. Yeah, we'll see how this goes while we warm up. Thanks be to royalty-free music and this the blessings that they rain down upon us. This is Silent Sound, and the link will be in the description, of course. Elspeth's Nightmare or Necromentia on curve. It's pretty slow, but you know, we'll see what they're doing. Maybe they'll play something juicy enough to, or not juicy enough, I should say, power 2 or less, that we can kick with the first. This really helps when you know what they're playing. Choosing a card name and ripping it out of their deck. It's been helpful. I missed Test of Talents, and this was originally just a mono black deck, I was facing rogues far too often, so I put in a bit of green for some reason, and 80 cards the other reason. Yeah, I'm just, as far as this person knows, I'm just mono black. Oh, I see. My prayers have been answered. So, looks to be Green Stompy. What would we name with Necromentia? Assuming we take a turn off to cast it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. You got a proper snow deck. I like that. They are not affected by Eliminate or Shadow's Verdict. And that's not great. So I can rip them out of their hand. Does that do a whole lot for me? It uses a turn of mana. Gives them 2/2s. It's gonna get pretty overwhelmed. With Extinction Event, I won't have good targets, so on and so forth. This, let him draw a card. When it dies. Not when it's exiled. We could just eliminate it. That probably makes the most sense while we wait on our 4th mana. But that gives them, when this thing flips over into being a land. Yeah. I wasn't willing to give him the card. I wussed out a little bit. Perhaps I should have. but I assume they make one play, and then we hope to top deck a mana, and we got our green, and then we Binding of the Old Gods, and whatever it is. Necromentia. What do we do? I mean, obviously we, because now, if he lays his 2 4-drops, we're gonna have good targets for Extinction Event. And I like that. Cannot have. Oh. Whoa, that might be a better target, eh? Sacrifice. I could do that before it lets it on tap. Ooh. No, because if he creates the thing, which costs him that land, it's going to be even converted mana cost as well as the other 2 things. But, you know, it's big and scary, but I've got, you know, a turn to deal with it. We could take a turn off to do that and spend a bit of life. Why, thank you. But that's not, obviously not the play, and it's instant speed, so we let go. Knowing that if they had Snakeskin Veil, like they did in opening hand, they could draw into another one. That's just something that we'll have to sleep on and wonder, did they have it? So, it's more mana conscious to take... Oh, come on. That's such a good exile spell. Do I take this 7 against a stompy deck where at turn 5 I haven't drawn any big things and I would need a 2-turn setup to drop a 6-drop like Garuk or Lily? So I think we need some more time. Unfortunately. Oh, another Snakeskin Veil already. I thought perhaps you know, they wouldn't have one of those again for a little while, but knew that they could. And I mentioned about how we could sleep at night knowing that they did totally have it. And we just say, well, let's take all your stuff. Even. Okay, good. Seen a lot of that now. Shadow's Verdict is going to take care of it. Do we have a double play? I'm sure we do. By the time we do some stuff like this, we don't want to burn ourselves for that many cards to draw a card with that. That's a little desperate. So, still don't totally know what we should name. But he seems to be fond of Old Growth Troll. I mean, that would... kind of a waste. He's got 2 copies of... I almost did name Blizzard Brawl, but I wasn't really concerned about it either. Because it doesn't fight planeswalkers, it's not rammed through, it's not... Hey, buddy. That's 8 damage, that hurts. Get out. So it's a Queebs off the top. Oh, I forgot we were at ranked. I was playing pretty casually. It don't matter. That's cool. That's cool. That was lucky. Uh, no creatures or planeswalkers in the graveyard. Don't necessarily want to burn myself for the life. You say go. Ooh, the Uprising. It's gonna get out of control if they top deck creatures first. We're at 4. We can't even. Okay, yeah. I like that. We can that and keep up the eliminate. Hey, buddy. This thing's a sorcerer, right? Yeah. How about no, Scotch? Let's gain some sweet, sweet life. Nice. Nice. Usually we have not crawling barons, the snow one. It's kind of unusual that we don't. So I do run 4, but having recently transitioned up to the 80 cards, you know, you start not seeing things. Boy, that's a lot better late game when you have a Liliana on the battlefield. But we still say, what's that? It doesn't matter if you block or not. Probably not. You got lots of life to spend. Lionheart. Are you gonna stand in the way of the murderous rider? What's up, Sonny Jim? He went to get a snack. He's like, I felt like I had this one in the bag. He was so close. He's not even playing counter spells in blue. Like, what a chum Buckley. But it went to late game, and I would have a definite advantage in late game. Probably, you know. Especially with Schweepers galore. Come on, don't rope. Let's get on with it now. I got places to be and drafts to do. What's up, Jan? I'm sorry, I should have called you over here as soon as the other player started stalling. Like a jabroni. Although, if you could not rub against the microphone. Not for quality reasons, but... but... he would, it's something heavy and jutting out of the desk. He would love to, like, keep rubbing against the microphone, and to the point you would actually eventually hear it, I'm sure. Just boop, boop. Stop it. That's... oh. Come on, man. I didn't want to win this way. I wanted to win the good way. Come on. It's the difference between streaming and making a YouTube video. Oh, we made a snack. I think you could make a peanut butter and jelly in that amount of time. What do you think he snacked on? Two fight cards. Making me wish I had used the thirst on this guy, but yeah, it was his boss was here, I thought. A hard hitter creature like a questing beast off the top in conjunction with the fight spell would have been a deadly rip. I don't think that they were out of outs. Just an opinion. Yeah, places to be. They got their sandwich. They're done now. So, I'm surprised no one popped in to say hi yet to tell me which of the drafts I might find myself in this evening. Traditional draft day is kind of fun. Yeah, you know, no, there'll be times to use my shiny last token. But I think for now we'll keep with my frugal nature and do the quick draft. Haunted Nightmare. Hmm. You can hear Miso hunting. I don't know if it might have been faint enough, but I heard it through the music, then down the hallway, and just letting everyone know that she has pounced on her, or one of her toys. So, for this draft, don't we want to go mutate? This guy's like, it's not break the bank. Uh, this in conjunction with other things is pretty sweet. Target, right? I mean, this is pretty good, isn't it? Is it? So my thinking is that black is okay in this set. I remember green being kind of a superstar and white being like so-so. And black was like there, but oh, right, for draft there was the mutate, discard a card, mutate, sacrifice a creature, and the dirge bat. There's plenty of mutate in black. I think we go with the rare there. The wheel of this thing doesn't make me regret not picking that. Flying tax, that's interesting. Although it's a good base creature, but the small base creatures are the ones that are valuable for mutate. So. Yeah, I sometimes end up picking up one of those on the sly when I do a draft. Essence Scatter seems good in this draft format. Farfinder is an excellent mutate target. There are no other mutate things in the pack. Migration Path, sure, it's good. This is too early to be picking Mitch cards. Land fixing. We want to end up in a lot of colors. That's how you survive it, and also running things like this. Farfinder is more likely to wheel around than this, I feel. This is also an excellent creature to mutate onto. And Sultai would be a pretty effective mutate combination, I think. Let's follow that a little bit and see where it goes. Because, yeah, Frostlinks. In the new set, there's the 3 mana thing that does this with flying. We're getting up there pretty fast. This hasn't rotated out yet. Do love lifelink, sure, yeah, that's lovely. Frostlinks is a good mutate target. The Menace Tribal Scallywag that you can't mutate onto because he's a human. I think that would be more appropriate for another build. I don't want to start picking things that are going to be difficult to mutate, especially if I know I might be in that way. But Nice Kitty here is a good play and a good target for it. Because again, we're looking for some smaller stuff that maybe has an ability on it, Well, we'll see how she goes. Sleeper Dart. Too early for Sleeper Dart. Countering a creature spell seems good. I'm not in a control deck, but... Oh, I like that. Yeah, more than other things in the pack, a Gust of Wind being a fine card. But this thing here is, even though it's a human, cycling is probably what people lose to, you know? Ram through. And the Bushwag. It's an interesting ability to mutate, perhaps. This, ends up seeing some play, but Sleeper Dart, I think, is the little filler. Because we're playing a bunch of colors, we want that fixing. We didn't get the wheel of the migration path, so we want to fill, do a bit of color fixing and whatnot. I wanted to take the plummet, but I think we'll get another plummet if we even want to run it. It is, again, a bitch card, as Andy would have said. Neat. That's somewhat valuable to me. I see. I am in 2 of those colors. So cute. It's not humany enough. This is not my color. Neutralize is a bit harsh for what I'm... What up? I know I wanted to take that plummet. What's up, buddy? Neutralize, we do have a Essence Scatter already. We're going kind of mutate-y. We're not going control. I think we're greed picking the rare. Actually, yeah, I was just talking about you. That's funny. I just said the word Andy like a little while ago. You say it 3 times and you're outside, I don't think we're gonna ultimatum in those colors. The Great Horn. Nice. Good thing I saw that down in the corner. Although this is, of course, pickable. That caught my attention before anything else. Ugh. But this is also mana fixing. Nice. Sup, buddy boob? Word. That's heavy on the colors. Scorpion is a good 1-drop. Yeah. You want small bodies for big things, yeah, and that's probably not going to make the cut at 1/6 flash. Do it to it. That's kind of what that was invented for, wasn't it? But we just take the Great Horn here. Don't look at me like that, memory leak. I can't... This guy is the mutate. He's but we got our crystal, meaning that there was one in like a pack or the one before that, and perhaps it might wheel back around to us. Probably not. But the Sand Wing, it's not a particularly exciting mutate target. Pretty high curve, if I say so, but But yeah, we wouldn't pick Wilt or something. Nah. Convolute, keep safe. Convolute, keep safe. Oof, that's kind of a rough. Hey, baby. Did we pick up one of those? Duskfang? No, we got the flying one. Gotcha. You invite humans to the party, and then all of a sudden you don't have mutate targets, and you're like, why am I running these? Land of my colors. Yeah, I mean, sure. Land in ultimatum colors. So that ultimatum is return graveyard to battlefield. I mean, that's good when you have very little consistency when you're either me in constructed or normal people in draft. Yeah, well, we take the bushwhack here because we've avoided picking him a few. Mana fixing, but not mutate. Dinosaur is legit, but our curve is looking high. You know, it's allowed to be a little high for draft. I'm going to go totally left field. And I get kind of punished for it. So let's just take a white land. And our crystal wield. That was deadly. And I wanted that island too. Damn it. But I had a flick through the collection earlier. This is something that I only have 2 of. So even though this is... That's pretty good too. Mr. D, so now we're just gonna greed pick the rare here and just move on with our lives. Some card draw. That guy. Don't feel we need another one of those. Did we pick up the Naturalist? Or we went for the Spinnerets? Or something like that. And put it into your hand. It's a good Mitch card. Gust of Wind. Yes, Gust of Wind is what you play to break gridlock. Scorpion, good 1-drop, says Andy. This thing here, I have one, but is sort of important to flesh out my idea. This thing here is 2 colors. Take the trumpeting. He creates more, you know? So you're not... We just found a fun win con. The draft helper isn't working, so I can't see the rating on classification, but I assume it would be like 69 or 420 or something awesome. Hell yeah, we're running that. Or something awesome, you know. Vigilance counter, reach counter, 5-drop guy. We're pretty high up. We've got an on-color land. This is a better battle trick than the Spinnerets, although the untapped part is where I think this card has more value. The reach counter is like, ooh, surprise, but it's, you know, whatever. But even though I think I've forgotten about it at one point and paid for it, is the feeling in the pit of my stomach. I can't remember the exact time, but I believe that happened. when we did the constructed with you and Sheldon and whatnot, you ran a vigilance tribal, I remember, and you kind of whooped all our booties with the I'm gonna declare attackers, and this guy here, I'll tap your stuff on the way in. It's like, no, you're not supposed to get both. Oh yeah, you sure do. Interesting mutate target. Cool, but we don't, Has to be paid. Ooh. I see. Makes me wish I had ran either one of these colors, It's not too late to wheel into another color. Nice. And we'll pump up on creatures. Although Bushwag was there, that was a pickable card. This thing here. Always time to splash an ultimatum. Instant for 2. Card draw. Card draw. Card draw. Omelette du fromage. Well, I like that this music got very Austin Powers. Oh, that was it? Okay. 54 sounds good to me. Convolute is kind of on the chopping block. This guy and this guy have, actually, my apologies. These ladies. These. A flock of theses. You hear the kids' YouTube videos, it does have that, like, happy boppy, so I can see how that, but it is Austin Powers too, because it's got the flute in there, The YouTube kids videos. Yeah, that made me laugh so much when you said that. Good. Let's maybe look at that color distribution. There ended up only being 3 black cards. Uh-oh. I didn't really notice that was happening. So, is black worth keeping? Jeez. There's 3 pretty... Well, that means that we went so far from this ultimatum that we're like, that was never going to happen. $49.20. Yeah. Let's probably get rid of that. For $48.19. I kind of like that. Couldn't resist. It's not just sounds like it. It is. Nice. Two land hand, 2 colors. It's a pretty fat hand. I could do better. Because I could just get aggroed out of this game before I do anything. We got one. We're gonna mulligan, and that looks better. We got a play and some card draw. Nice. We don't play our Ivy Elemental on 2 as a 1/1. Sea Dasher already. Ugh. That's not cool. That is a good looking combo. Don't stop. Jeez, do I just throw this underneath? Or do I mutate it next turn? But that runs the risk. Okay, it gives me the option. If he doesn't do anything about this, I can consider a block and have them not draw the card. It sucks that I don't get to play it later. And then I have my option of the Great Horn or the Frostlinks, depending on if they remove the creature, if they look like they're keeping up stuff. So that answers my question. So I'm actually not going to block. I see. Yeah, and I get a land in the process, and we try not to fall. Oh, this old chestnut. And we're interested in a black mana. And we're off to the races with the colors. Nice. 3 wasn't too many. I think it was just right. Yarp. But I don't think you're interested in trade. Cast a non-creature, put a counter on it. If I bring that in as a 3/3, drawing cards is a little too early. Just matching this, I'm not really going to get through with that anytime soon. We instead look like we're setting up for another mutate experience here. And he's like, oh, I maybe want to get rid of that 3/3, swing it with my 2/3 and put a counter on it in instant speed and try and Chum Buckley this guy. Nope. Okay. And then... No, and then. Yeah, I felt like we were behind from the start in this game with the Sea Dasher on 2. It's like, do something. It's like, ah! I was... Thank you. What do you have? Was swinging with all really the, Yeah, okay. So he gets... That gets larger. That still trades. I still keep my thing. I take some pretty hard knocks, but we just give them the old tippy taps, and we have a turn to maybe lay another creature, even though that has trample, and we're probably looking at a big pile block on it, which is not going to be good because there's a lot can go wrong, and then it's just like game over. Yeah. What did you discard? An egg and a land. Okay, well they didn't have the trickery, but they probably do now. Why don't you sit back for a turn and relax? This I thought was going to be deadly, and if we had been so behind, it would have been like fill up your hand, or hopefully we didn't double strike 3 or more in your graveyard, right? Kinda not what I was looking for, honestly. I mean, it could be great long term, but this thing has double strike and it's kind of an issue. I think we're kind of boned. Like, we were so far behind and they ran out of good cards and then top deck something that's going to be a problem. Because now the pile block on this leaves me exposed for the, like, too much. Uh-oh. And especially if I'm losing members of the block here. That's not good. My bare cheeks. I think I can hear my boss come in, like the meat beep in the distance. Yeah, my ride's here. Just get out of here. Okay. It made me stare at the no ticks in Silver 2 for an extended period, letting me know that it's got my back. Everybody gets the one buffer. But let's... Oh. Okay. I hit cancel just so we can maybe change up our deck list and have another look at it. I wasn't displeased with the amount of mana. Usually you don't get to the cancel button in time. Oh, I ended up with 2 of those. We can cut one of those. I didn't see that. How many creatures? 19 to 7. That's a number I don't love, but and 45 and 18 is probably more appropriate. No. I'm addicted to land. Alright, I hope we get into better mutate shenanigans this game. Yeah! No, you're losing to this person. You're locked into it. Water goes first. Tap land on the... Sure! I mean, if we... Do we play one of the IVs on one? Or like... Oh. Ew. I like the look of that. Do we get totally greedy? No. We offer up a possible trade on that thing, unfortunately. I don't want to get that kind of behind. Because if we waited to make that bigger, take 2 turns worth of hits from that, we're instantly, like, back a few steps. Not that spending a few life isn't concerning, but that is not something you want to leave unchecked as a 2-drop while you ramp. You know? A 3/4 can block it. A 4/5 can block it comfortably. The 4/5 gets removed by the power 4 or greater kind of spells. Oh, that's interesting. Muty rotate. He's looking at my creature. He might play the sack your creature, kill the other one. In which case, it'd be a funny trade-off. It's like, you get this great creature for cheap, but you give him the thing. And he's like, but I'm sacrificing my thing to get rid of your thing. It's like, oh, you. Sure. That would be a good thing to trade for, wouldn't it? And a Heg. That looks like me taking a few damage. You can peck in the air, that's kind of sure, whatever. This thing could potentially get larger. That's not super concerning yet. we slam this for 3? Do we offer up the trade? It's got menace, but not trample. Do we set up for the greed? No, we play Ivy as a 3. Because we're not in mana troubles whatsoever. I don't think we want to offer that trade. Because I guess he's supposed to either be late when your opponent doesn't have a battlefield. Because this is kind of annoying. But okay. Yep. Only if it's tapped. Nice. No, not even. Very good. Ooh. So, double play. Nice. Why do you need more mana? Why not just cycle it? You know. Perhaps I should have. Now it's an even worse trade for Garrison Cat and that 1/1. Oh, play both Ivies in response to get greedy, because what's your big mana cost? Fair, yeah. Or should have held on it for cycle, that is, yeah. For the Bastion, yeah. It's sneaky, sneaky. Cute. Swing. Well, you won't, but it'll be an impressive mutate later. Sounds good. Uh-oh. Now do something. Well, they're out of gas. We're taking 3 to 4 a turn. That's only going to be... It's eventually going to progress to the point, if we stalemate, that their blocks and the Bastion is going to end up being their big win condition. So I think we actually have to kind of switch gears here and pretend like we got something in the tank. Yeah. Bad trade for me, but yeah, here we are. Your other stuff is no match for my 6/7, which hopefully you don't have removal for. But you do have chumps. It's fine. We got a bunch of counter magic in hand. Okay, yeah. Tapping down the tappy daps. I don't like that, sure. Ugh. Not big into that. So I'm only, exposing myself for another 2 on the ground. Getting rid of his human. Let's keep looking at our hand. Ah! Yep. Aww. Damn. Three to any target? Uh-oh. Well, that, that was over quick. 3 to any target. For 4, right? Does he remember it's on the battlefield? Because it's the perfect response to that. 3 is specifically always he's highlighting his game over yet. But I was gassed out too. That was it. So we've slipped into the losers bracket. Oh, it had a second. Don't worry about it for silver too. I'm pretty sure you can still drop below silver. You can drop down silver. But there was a second, whatever. Okay, maybe we cut a lead. Cut 2. Yeah, maybe the extra pity pack will be there. And the Ikoria collection will be almost complete. I'm pretty sure. I'm missing mythic stuff, but of course you will be. That means that when the pack goes for sale for 900 gold in the store, I could say, that's not worth it. No, I don't want your packs. I'm done. But there's a 1 in 32 chance for a mythic wildcard. Don't tell me that. So, we got the wag on 1. We got 2 mana. Let's hope we see the 3rd, maybe even a 4th. But if we get to the 3rd, we've got the Great Horn. Nice. The music got excellent again. So Essence Scatter is a disappointing way that this. Oh. If it gets countered, does it still give me the option of whether I want to put it on top or bottom? Or is that when... Okay, I got the second forest. Second swamp. This funky fine. Shaft! Sure. I'll still mutate onto him. What are you doing? He's worthless to you now. Is he? Yeah, kinda. I feel like that's putting even more of your eggs in baskets. You know? Play the bird. The bird is offensive. The bird draws you cards. I mean, even, you know. Nice. I do like that as the previous power and toughness, the 3-4, it wasn't hit by the power 4 greater spells. Wow, nice. They had places to be, and apparently our shtick worked out that time. Nice. Stick the bird in his face. Okay, we're cooking. But if this is a short stream this evening, I wouldn't be terribly disappointed. Not that I don't love your company, but work has been wiping me out. Just because it's new and I'm super, super focused and slightly nervous. But it's good. They said, it's time we get to wagon. The double wag. You shake it twice, you're playing with it. Well, we can counter a mutate trigger, I do believe. Oh. Alright. So, if I do this and reveal a bunch of things, I'm going to end up having to dump my hand. Or dump cards from it. If I do this, I will have to discard one. Or you could just leave up the counterspell, take 4 on board next turn, and lay a 4/3 in response, but by that time they'll have 4 mana. Yeah, because, you know, I might discard the Shimmerer. Too. Yeah, I'll take all 3 of them. Okay. I mean, we're way behind. The double wag at the beginning is intimidating, but doing that, I mean, before combat, I'm tapped out. Why don't you get off your high horse? Sacks a creature for 5. They barely feel that. I thought about just laying the Otter, but it didn't even trade with one of the wags if they decide that they want to pump and just dump again. The old pump and dump. Yep. I don't think that boar is going to be sticking around. And if... Uh-oh. Why are you highlighting him? He's like, 3 damage. I didn't know if I'd have a use for that this game. Here you go. Oh. That's interesting. Making him sack something doesn't punish him as much as counterspell and other blocker for a double play. If I had some additional benefit from having mutated onto something that was already on the board, yep, that counter, I would have maybe suited up with a flying thing or what have you. But where they didn't swing last turn, and they should have, maybe they're waiting to set up and get bigger and whatever. And we say, yeah. I barely even looked at what that was, but of course we counter it. We set aside this block of time for countering. We are going to counter if you're spending your turn laying your creature. Yeah, that's getting a little too greedy because, you know, you lay a big chunky donkey. That's funny. Or draw. For 3. We don't want to be getting behind on the lands, especially if we're looking to Colossify. And they didn't swing last turn, but Bushwag has... Yeah, I mean, at most I was setting up another blocker. And we're rewarded. Nice. I hope you heard that sound when it hit the battlefield, because I shut up for a moment. It was like... It was... so the draw ended up being the move, buddy. Because we picked up that other thing. Why are they cycling down? Sure. Wider. Wider, he says. Because it's going to, on that creature, it's going to gain life. and I think that's going to be important. Damn. Oh, dang. We're still not in offensive, and it might be some time with the mutate mechanic before we can feel safe, but gaining the 2 life was good. 0-0 with 0 counters? Not right now. But, check back if I have one of those bastions, and there might be an appropriate time for it. Yarp. So this, with the colossification, is going to be fun if we can pull it. Maybe we go for an OTK. We play a safe game and then boom. You're not running white or black? Okay. You're going to have a tough time dealing with a big creature. So, gated life is nice, but it would also draw us a card. We discussed that they would have trouble dealing with it because we're a little, I wouldn't say desperate to hit our mana, but you know, this does stuff now, I guess. That wasn't mana, but it'll at 13 life, we say, yeah, we'll swing it. Because 6 is a chunky number all of a sudden. It taps down and whatnot. Which one taps down? Oh, the sleeping dart and stuff? Yeah. Of course. We got the mana for classification? No, we're short one, still. Are we putting all the eggs in the basket? With the mutate on him, making him sack a creature, which isn't huge, but we draw another card to possibly have a 3-play of Ivy Elemental, perhaps. A 3/4 doesn't make these things here super crazy. So I think the stack of stuff is probably of more benefit to me at this point. Put some more distance. Don't let him get those tokens, of course. Sure. So the trample, it makes me not want to give him death touch as well. That's good to remember. Oh yeah. Weird play, I know. Because he could pump, but now he's on a 2-turn clock. Perhaps a 1-turn clock. And we've got a big gang block on the 6/6, which we might even let come through this turn. Because now we put some distance. We don't have another mutate thing in hand. Yeah. Cool. So the trample gets a little scarier now, but unless they lay a black mana and something that was dealt damage this turn. Yeah. You don't have damage on board, I don't think. I take 3 and 7. Whatevs. From... I mean... Oh, battle trick. Burn? Oh. A reach counter. That's interesting. And concerning. Do we have enough? Okay, classification taps the thing. That's right. One, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9 mana? Oh, we actually have 8. Oh, how embarrassing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So it has to block that to survive. We know that that's probably gonna have to be one of our moves. Then we're gonna have to set up some sort of block for the 8/8, which is probably was gonna be this guy if I could lay him. You know, we don't have time to go down for a classification. 5, 6, 7. So they would have to present another... Wait. No. Oh no, the bushwags are gonna get me! If I hadn't swung with the 7/9... he would have been able to pump up the other wag, but it wouldn't have been lethal. He did it before combat. Nice. Well, I'm probably not dead. I got 8. Yeah, that's fine. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's paused like he's got 1 damage, and if we do a double block on this 8/8, we end up taking 5, 6, 7, which is 1 shy, unless they play that card like Sudden Spinnerets for 1 and tack on the extra 1. I would love to boop, but they're not going to have another response, so we can keep them alive and stay alive. I don't think they're going to pump by that much. If they pump with 1, then we'll... they don't have the mana for spinnerets. Oh, jeez. You didn't want to GG me? You didn't like that math? He said, math is for blockers. I want to pump my bushwag. Well, you probably should have waited until blockers were declared. I was dead on board, and they didn't realize it. Yeah. When not needed, we could have went to 2 by blocking the trampling bushwag and having thrown the otter underneath it. Scary, yeah. Yeah, that's why you don't quit, you don't concede. Until, yes. We only had 1 turn of notice that they didn't know they had lethal damage on board. So, there wasn't enough time to get totally despondent and be like, oh, I'm leaving. Because they should have swung for lethal, I think, in 1 particular turn. And I would have had to make unfavorable blocks just to survive. And instead they sat back. I'm pretty sure I may have been tapped out. I can't remember at the time, but it's weird. What up? Math is for blockers. What's up, Owen? Math is for blockers, and keeping 2-land hand is for Chumbuckleys. Unless you run Anticipate, like a double Chumbuckly. Ho hoopapa! 3 colors. Impressive. For 6, top 3, 1 of them into your hand. Do we want to be stuck on 3 to make our colors? No, we don't. Because our first order of business is going to be to mutate onto the otter, presumably. Note here that we didn't really have the option to do this instead, because that thing's a human. This is really vulnerable to removal, but if he's using hard removal to get rid of my 2/2, it's going to be nice. I say they put down a blocker instead. But they're in Grixis colors, so... Dead weight! No! And a 2/4 flyer. Ain't that a spank? So, to have more removal. Now they get to use the hard removal on it, and we get sad. Because we're yet another turn behind then. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Play a creature or something. Let me get on board. No! Stop looking at him! Stop! We're still in this game. Yes. We got a chance. I just thought about if Blitzleech was in this set. I didn't see it in the draft, but that would have been kind of funny. If you're like, yeah, they got 6 mana open, but like, whatever, what are they gonna have? That common that nobody wants? Blitzleech is in this set. Ooh, I would have been real sad to lose my suit there. My suited up boy. Because I think, do we use him to draw a card next turn? Because then we set up an effective blocker for this life that's coming out in the air, even though it's at a slow rate. People do want it. 2 less if you control a creature with flying. It comes in tapped, so I wouldn't have a double play with it anyway. But yeah, this thing makes more things. Worst comes to worst, they kill it now, and I just, you say, oh yeah, you should have, you wish you had done that earlier, maybe. What's up? Boat Nipper. Boat Nipper! Yes. It can survive from being thrown under a bus. Even though it's got it's Yargle Jr. in stats. Nice. That's not a super scary card. Uh-huh. We've got the lifelink stuff, should things go south. Nice. Things are chugging along. No more mutate in my hand, though. Which is a little bizarre, because I think we've got the most things in the deck that aren't mutate currently. you know, which is interesting. So, ha, it's a sorcery. Alright, I ain't mad at that. It's a good card. Oh. Nice. It still trades with the death touch thing? Yeah, that I'm fine with that, honestly. Alright. So, I don't think we particularly need to, like, bounce stuff back to his hand to be super worried about that at the moment, even though discovering that that is a sorcery. Good to know. Haunted Nightmare. It would be, I suppose, the best time to play it because you gust to win whatever he puts the thing on. You know. You know. And we do that now because we don't want him chunking in. Yep. At this point, at 7 mana, we may as well hold on and probably end up playing the him. Okay. He says, I'll do it again. It would be better on the Ivy Elemental, of course. Because if we lack a good play next turn... Oh, the Duskfang Mentor on the Haunted Nightmare is actually... Because then we could double play this and this. Is that better than a chunky one? Are we playing around a battle trick? We could give the thing flying and start going through. But I think the lifelink might be a bit more degrading. Putting space in between. You know, putting it on the other one, that's my my precious. That's doing stuff. That's my factory. Don't shit where you eat. Yeah. But the menace. What you gonna do with all that menace? The Ivy flying. We could soup it up big time, even though ironically, it's not being mutated. But yeah, we'll give it trample or flying, and it'll be awesome. Yep. And then. Sure. Alex is doing classes out in the kitchen, is what we're hearing in the background. Not wearing short enough shorts. That's what I just heard. Nice. Okay, on target non-human, my thing already has flying. It's 3 to rotate its ability, so we absolutely get into the big version of this, which we cast for Shevin. And that went smoothly. So, yeah, we start chunking in the air because we can block his other stuff on the ground. So we start widening that gap. If we're not doing it with lifelink, their life has to go down, just so they know who's winning. I just saw them flick and look at their graveyard, so it's not. This set isn't blood beckoning, is it? The return target creature card from your graveyard. I think it costs 2 mana in this set. Oh. Instant or sorcery. Oh, he looked at his graveyard and saw that, eh. So we end this band's whole career, don't we? We don't even need to be greedy and mutate it onto this thing for the cards. Oh, the mutate on this costs 5. That's interesting. But, that's fine. Can you hear the trumpet? The trump bump bump it. So, 13 in the air, I do believe that calculates as. And we send our friend to GG. Nice. Slipping into the loser's bracket where I belong. and then cleaning up a few wins. It flex, yeah. I thought about... Well, I had lethal on board and they had an empty hand. It's done. It's time to get out of here. Silly would have been swinging with it and giving it trample at instant speed and saying, well, you take some, but maybe you live this turn. Nah, that's... Y'all did. The music has taken some interesting turns. I feel like we're in a store in a video game. With the 2-land opener, ain't it always? There's no playable cards in the hand. I mean, we'll keep it because of this, but we're not happy about it. Ugh. Why are you putting back the only thing you could play no matter what color troubles you have? Yeah, because I didn't want it. It was expensive and didn't draw me cards. And I did know that I was mulliganing on the play. I thought it might have been an aggressive strategy, but this... Oh, wait, no, they were playing Grixis last time. Your color troubles are over. So, do we got the hard removal or the fight right away? Do we try and bait out the hard removal by putting the Great Horn on it, or immediately give it flying in order to... Oh, okay, flying is going to be taken care of. That's fine. But drawing a card... I mean, that's strictly better. They didn't present with removal last turn. The sacrifices a creature, mutate Scallywag is 5 mana, so they shouldn't... They could do that to me next turn. Oh. This is kind of threatening. And I get the double play with Of One Mind. I did want to start mutating right away in order to start like bloop, bloop, bloop. But this is kind of interesting too. There wasn't the first thing I saw when I looked at that hand either. Classification. Nice. So they're going to mutate onto the thing and probably come in next turn. They're going to gain some life when they mutate stuff. We're going to produce blockers and keep swinging in the air, pressuring them to find an answer for it, or waiting for them to put up a green mana in the that maybe they run sudden spinnerets. Unexpected Fangs. Okay, very good. So they're gaining more life than we would have liked them to. Do they play the sacrifice a creature mutate thing? For 5 mana. I've been expecting you. That thing is a 6/8 all of a sudden. Lifelink. Boy. So, we already mutated one heron onto the... No, we put a flying counter on it. That's right. Well, we gotta do something. We're probably not this so greedy because he has that thing on board. Meaning that, actually, I should have maybe stopped and thought about it to see if he had another mutate and lay the otter instead. But I was greedy and... Oh, right. Because I went that way because of that. That's right. So. Yeah. Even though him gaining 6 to life, a Schwing isn't exactly what we want. So the Chittering Harvester is going to be pretty cool next turn. I'll tell you what. I'm actually not going to block. You left open 4 mana for your second main. Why? Oh, sorry. Yep. Five mana, that is. If I know there wasn't any blue up, so I wasn't expecting Flash pouncing Shore Shark and the combination of Shore Shark and the Harvester causing me to sacrifice my value factory. If they want it gone... Oh. So power 4 greater isn't something we're worried about in those colors. That's good news. Yeah. Again, we're protecting ourselves from the mutate sacrifice trigger. Because we are going to start blocking it now that we have 2 and that we have that insulation against the thing, yeah. Oh, it's flying. And it's 7. Colossifying this, which we haven't reached the mana for. Interesting. So I can make it a 7, but sheet. Oh, I make him sack it. Yeah, absolutely. And sorry. Yeah, sorry. What a chum Buckley. I was like, oh, I guess it's the end. Dude, like, your whole thing, you forgot what creatures were mutated onto this, but the one that you shouldn't have forgotten about is on the top. I planned this out last turn, in fact. Yes, and in fact, I should have popped out my chat and had it closer to the middle for this. I'm very much regretting that I did, and I appreciate you guys coming in to hang out. Nice. I hope we get our win with classification, and we're able to play it, and then it's I was gonna say it's like somehow important that we do it because they're gonna have so much life, but I don't think the math is gonna work out that it's super important. Okay, discards a card, and yeah, did you want to put him down, or like so classification taps it. That's in case we forgot. Now I'm gonna win. Yeah. Classification taps it. Because there's no more mutate triggers, I'm not adding more damage before. I thought about doing the big IV Elemental for like 6 or whatever, because this thing is going to be a 4/4. Oh, it's going to be a 5/5. That's right. Nice. Just enough mutates ripped off the top in order to go take us to the next game. What? Yeah, he knew that was off the top, and he was like, I know how that feels. When you're like, okay, we're starting to wear down a little bit, we're starting to, and then you know that they top deck the thing that was like the nail in the coffin. It feels a little salty. But anyway, another win, I guess. Neat. Guess I'll take it. So at 4 wins, this draft ended up being super worth it. Oh, I'm glad. I think we picked up 1 card that wasn't in the collection. And we'll hopefully get some with maybe even a second pack if it's my lucky day. Show me the pity pack. Also show me the 4-2 opponent. They're like, no one's doing simultaneously that bad and that good at the same time. We're trying to figure out where to match you. And if you could show me back to the loser circle, it would be much appreciated. Yeah, that's right. When it takes a long time like this, well, it either connects and says that it's a draw, or it brings you a really nasty opponent from bronze. We were wrong. Oh, and we're playing. And we're playing. I mean, this seems good. We got card draw to fix what this and this is probably going to be fun time. Oh. Oh. It's already looking pretty sweet. When the hand rests on the bottom, you can't see it. I've got the 3rd mana and the Great Horn presumably coming down if he doesn't. If not, I still have plays. So I'm probably going to take Godzilla, actually. Even though it's early for a potential greedy play. I'd like to actually do the Otter into the Mentor and swing and start getting whatever's in the air. Yeah. Or, now that he's laid a 3/3, they just come in, whatever. But do they remove my creature? Triceratops! No. So we didn't top deck a land. Tap target creature, right. So we could give it flying, but we, at this point, wouldn't mind pressuring a block and perhaps get them to be a little bit more conservative and slow the fuck down, you know. The second black might be more significant right now than the second green for Godzilla, presumably. Now, you don't mind me drawing cards, do you? But he gets in for a significant chunk of damage this turn, presumably. They can do this trick and put a counter on this using the Mentor. I'm not I'm not highlighting it just to... I don't need to remind him, I don't think. Yep. Wish I had enough to mutate this. But I'll settle for the card. And the land. They got a lot of untapped mana. What's that all about? I'd rather look at this ugly mug than Birdman. Bird person. Did it afterwards. But we take, a bunch more damage. Yeah. So we're at 6 mana. So maybe now we're looking at Frost Links. We don't really want to give Hooligan over there Death Touch. That doesn't sound like it's in our best interest. So we say, whoa, settle down there, partner. So they kept up land. It would be kind of a waste to as a 2/2, as a 1/3 to give Frostlinks the flying. I mean, that's we lay this in. Yep. Right you are, buddy. Man, you've been on it this whole thing. I'm gonna pop out the chat and put it like front and center, cause you on fire, buddy. You've had nothing but good ideas so far. Oh dang. This set, you do know, you drafted the crap out of this. Oh. Oh. Oh, this looks like all lights out. The 3-piece combo. Wow. You may assign it as though it weren't blocked, sir. You earned that. That, you had synergy coming out the ass. Nice. Show me 2 packs. Yeah, this is, Ikoria, yeah. Hey! It turns out it was my lucky day. Isn't that nice? Suppose we see what's in them. Ooh. That was a card I wanted more of. Because that's, even though it's legendary, I could potentially run more than one of that. Which sounds crazy, but I built around it once. Like, best case scenario out of an Ikoria pack at this point. Core 21, I'm not done. Karavik. And yeah, why am I holding on to these? That Abzan, I remember, actually. I love that. Oh. Oh. Then proliferate. Oh, good heavens. Nice. So apparently in the new set, there's going to be more synergy for counter stuff, like +1/+1 counters. This guy might end up doing the pugilist. Oh man, the that carried me through a really good draft the other day. It got that buff every game, and really, and that's funny. There were two other drafts that I did on stream where I got this guy. So this is my third copy of this mythic. You know, he was really cool in draft. You just like slap it down and like, all right, nice. That is looks like a standard playable card, and it's strange that I don't see it more. But there's not an Orzhov deck that's as good positioned as other things that I seem to exclusively run into, being Winota, Yorion, and Rogues. That's all I see in ranked. And that other guy is a draft bomb too. The red side that allows you to take stuff off the top. I lost some good picks off the top to my opponent that then beat me with it. So I was like, I'm gonna remember that card. Anyway, thank you so much for dropping in, guys, and hanging out with me doing a draft. It's all I've ever wanted. I don't know if I'll be streaming again Friday night, but there's a likely chance that I will. Andy, I don't know if you might pop in. We might do some Valheimen, perhaps. Although there's supposed to be some sort of draft event on this weekend that's like 3,000 gems or 20,000 gold entry, best of 3, and the rewards are really sweet looking. Yeah, big boy draft event, big buy-in, but the rewards are like more player draft tokens, which is like that's even I don't know why that's better than gems, because you really feel spending them, like having that sit up there. I'm like, yeah, I got a draft in the bag if I need one. I might spend these goals on a cosmetic that finally like catches me. I'm like, yeah, okay, you got me. Yeah. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, I shall be talking to you later. Thanks again. And good night.